Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David. Today, we got another great magic trick for you. I love doing magic tricks. I love reviewing magic because that's what I do best. Nobody on YouTube has more magic reviews than me. So this is where you come, right? This is where you come for magic reviews. Today, we're gonna look at Anomaly from Michael Scanzello. All right, so Anomaly, what is it? It is a transposition effect. It's 4 kings, turns into 4 aces. 4 kings turns into 4 aces, 4 cards. For 4 cards, that's the basic premise of it. There's a couple of other tricks that are kind of wrapped up in this, and sometimes they transpose one at a time, sometimes they transpose all together. I can't wait to review this for you. Let's go. All right, so a couple questions we always ask about all of our magic reviews. When you buy it, you open it, you're gonna say, David, what's inside of it? What do I get? It's a little plastic pouch. Little plastic pouch. Inside, you're gonna get an envelope. Envelope has all your gimmicked cards inside. You will get all the gaff cards. You will need a deck of cards and a card box to do the rest, a matching deck and a matching card box. And you'll get the download code to the 3 videos. Altogether, the videos are roughly 1 hour and 32 minutes long. All right, so is it what I thought? Watching the trailer, I kind of maybe thought there was some gimmicks, some gaffs involved, but I also thought maybe there was some sleights involved, maybe some familiar sleights where we count cards and say, look, they're all right side up, but oh, one's upside down. Maybe a little Elmsley action in there. So there's nothing like that. There aren't very many sleights. There aren't, and I would almost argue you could do this without sleights very easily. And so I think I would say Michael fooled me. Can it be inspected? I guess it depends on the trick you pick. Some of the cards are gimmicked and some of them are not. So if you end your trick with one set of 4 cards, you can't inspect them. But if you end your trick with the other set of 4 cards, then you can. So it all depends on your ending. How are the angles on this? You could flash a little bit. You could flash there. And I would say the flashing is going to be the same as NFW. So if you already have Gary Freed's NFW or you're familiar with that, I would say actually this trick is a lot like David Blaine's Strange Travelers effect and NFW kind of married together. So if you can kind of picture those 2 tricks in your brain and maybe the skill set that's involved in those 2 tricks, I would say a lot of that is, even without the DL, a lot of the tricks are those 2 things kind of married together. All right, so what's the overall quality and production value of the video? Michael's teaching. He's got no background music, which I love. Nice white background, nice studio shots with a bookshelf behind him. You're gonna get his face and chest when you need it, and you'll get the table when you need it. There's a lot of footage for gimmicks and gimmick care and gimmick construction. As far as what's taught, part 1 is 27 minutes. He'll go through the crediting history and how to care for your gimmick. He'll even talk about how to make a practice dummy gimmick, which is great. I've never seen anybody else do this, but it's a great idea to practice on something that's not your gimmick so that you don't wear it down. Then he'll cover a twisting the aces routine, which is probably the most popular one. And I would say learn that one first. Part 2 is 23 minutes, and then he teaches you a trick where you swap 4 kings for a single ace in the spectator's hands. This is the one video that has a couple of live shots intermixed, and I like that. Teaches the same trick a second time for the table and using a card box. So that's nice to have both handlings. The third video is about 42 minutes long. He's going to do a no king left performance. This is a trick with aces and kings. The kings vanish, leaving only the aces, but the other 4 cards that are still in play are blank. He'll then do a chosen routine, which uses the 4 kings to reveal the chosen selected card. And then he's going to teach you a signed routine where he's going to teach you an ambitious kicker. The kings turn into aces, but as you're counting out the aces, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th ace is actually their signed card. And their signed card that they thought was in your pocket the whole time is actually the last and final ace. At the end, he'll teach you the cut deeper force, just in case you don't know a force. He's going to teach you Richard Kaufman's radical change, and then he'll close with some final thoughts. All right, so is it well made? These are all standard United States Playing Card Company bicycle cards. They should last you a good long time. I think with the gimmicky elements, the gimmicks, right? The gimmick involved, he said it should last you about 200 performances. So 200 performances, and then you'll need to do a little bit of arts and crafts, a little bit of touch-up, a little bit of maintenance. Why did I do that? All right, so how much practice does it require? What's the skill set on this? You know, I already said at the top of this that there is no Elmsley count, and you could do this without a whole lot of sleights. He'll teach you variations all the way through. So he'll say, you know, if you want to do it without sleights, you do this. If you want to make it a little bit more fancy schmancy, you do this. And it's great to have that option. So I would say the only thing in doing the trick is you just need to remember your card placement. You know, you're following what's really going on, right? You have to do that. And then just remembering the routine, and you're good. Positives. All right, so what are the positives? Anomaly is one of those tricks that makes it look like you have skills for days. This is a very versatile gimmick, sure to give you a lot of uses. Negatives. All right, so what are the negatives? You know, ever since I started doing magic reviews, I've always given you a little bit of good and a little bit of bad. I've always tried to be as open and upfront and honest with you because I can't come into this with a bias, obviously, right? Even the people who make these videos and the people who make these tricks, they want me to be honest. They want you to have the right information so that you can buy the tricks that you like and so that you won't be disappointed when you finally get it and open it. There were some of these packages that had a little bit of trouble with magicians getting the gimmicks out of the package at the very beginning. Now, some of them have been fixed, and going forward, they've been fixed. And I know Michael is now, he's got a workaround for this, but it depends on where you buy your trick, I guess, and which set this was, if it was his first set or if it's his sets following. So my set didn't have any packaging trouble, but I would just say, just be careful. Be careful when you initially pull them out of the envelope. Inspect what you have before you start ripping and pulling. And if you see that maybe things might be packaged a little too closely, let's say that, just be very careful. Be very careful. Nothing's damaged. Nothing's ruined. You're still fine. I would just say be careful initially when you remove things from the envelope. All right, so how much is it? It's 25 bucks. $25 I would say is totally worth it, especially when you're getting gimmicks that you can't find out in the real world. These are gimmicks that are exclusive to this trick. And for all the teaching and tricks you get, I mean, that's a lot of magic and a lot of video teaching. I think it's definitely worth your money. As far as people who would like this, definitely people who do twisting the aces style tricks, definitely people that like to do transpositions, 4 cards for 4 cards. And like I said, there's even an ambitious card trick in there, so come on. Totally worth your money. You want this. All right, so that's everything I can say about Anomaly from Michael Scanzello. Of course, I always want to thank Murphy's Magic Supplies for allowing me to have this so that I could do the review for you. And if you'd like to purchase it for yourself, you can find it wherever quality Murphy's Magic products are sold. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.